Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Left of Center.
Speaking of podcasts.
Yeah, we were sitting there talking business. And then
Season 2.
And the music ended.
It did.
And
we're episode 17, John?
16.
16. I think
16.
Season 2, episode 16. Get your crap together.
I feel like that was Tuesday, but...
You're
Really?
supposed to be the smart one.
I don't know. It's tough in this room. I don't know. I got to figure that out. Season 2, episode 16 or 17? Well, anyway.
It's 16.
I agree.
All right.
John.
It's 16
You're
then.
supposed to be the
Isn't
smart
it
one.
at the top of your sheet?
It is
Friday?
usually, but sometimes you're one off. That's why I'm...
Oh, see, because I'm not the smart one in this room.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are. You're going to be the nurse.
Well,
You're going to take care of all of us.
when you're old.
We
okay.
are. I thought we already were.
When
I'm
you're
going
old.
to avoid retirement homes as much as possible in my later life.
I'm not going... Are you going to end up in a retirement home?
Nope.
No way.
Welcome to Left of Center,
I hope
everybody.
not. God,
Where we talk about everything.
Oh, he almost did your thing.
It's
like that.
infotainment. It's infotainment. We decided.
It is?
Yeah.
We have?
When did we decide this?
Infotainment.
I don't know.
We decided. Believe me.
Information
You
and
decided.
entertainment.
Infotainment. Yes. It's not about news necessarily. It could be about news. It's not about entertainment necessarily, but it could be entertaining.
I like
It's
that. Look at you.
infotainment. It's
You've defined it.
infotainment. I did.
I like it.
We can talk about whatever the hell we want, basically.
We generally do anyway.
Yeah, we
It's
do.
a show about nothing.
Just everybody
Thank
stay
you.
tuned. We're going to have Bobby Lendi in for tax tips later, so stay tuned for
Oh,
that.
boy.
Yay.
I guarantee you.
Taxes.
I guarantee you.
The most exciting tax tips and funny tax tips you'll ever hear in your life.
This show will definitely be rated R.
Oh.
Oh.
Because of Bobby?
PG-13 is out the window.
I think we're generally right at that level anyway.
So
I don't think we're
earmuffs.
ever like...
Earmuffs. Once Bobby comes in the studio.
I think we're probably
This
a
kid's
rated
got a
R
sharp
show.
sense of humor, and he's super smart CPA, and we're willing to ask any questions of Bobby. So we're gonna be mining chat for good questions for
Bobby's got a good sense of humor.
Bobby the CPA. Is that his name?
Mining chat. I like that.
Mining chat.
Tax tip, Bobby.
By the way, I saw something
Brilliant.
that bugged me a couple days ago. I'm gonna go
Smart
into
one.
it.
Oh, boy.
I saw it in the newspaper.
Yes.
A fellow mayor making me look bad.
Really?
Whoa.
You don't take that lightly.
It's a bunch of crap, really. I was really pissed when I saw this,
Come on.
and I let him know.
You
Yeah.
did.
Oh yeah, I called out.
Is this
and
a
I said,
lawyer you like?
A lawyer. It's a mayor.
I'm sorry, a mayor you like?
Yeah.
My mouth
Previously
is catching up to
liked
my
him a
brain.
lot. Friend of the show, even.
Previously, like now you don't like him?
I love him, but he's making me look bad,
Uh-oh.
Okay.
and I'm not going to let it slide.
Well, this is coming from,
I mean,
America's mayor, so let's
I'm
hear it.
America's mayor, and this guy's out there. This guy's out there like working a garbage truck.
Oh,
and
I
making
did see
America's
this.
mayor
I
look
saw
bad.
This. I saw this. I
So
saw this.
okay, this is for a friend of the show, Lake Station Mayor Bill Carroll.
You just called a previous friend. He's a previous friend of the show.
He's a
not
friend
gonna
of the
like
show.
us anymore.
Previously a good friend of mine until this bull crap came out.
Making
So
you look
like
bad.
there it is on the front page of the Post Tribune. One of my fellow mayors working a garbage truck, and it says on the front page, it says, with the garbage crew depleted, Lake Station Mayor Bill Carroll boards garbage truck. I had nothing on my calendar until afternoon, so why not?
What a guy.
That's bullcrap. What the heck is going on in Lake Station? The mayor's working on a garbage truck, making all the other mayors look bad.
It's like, he's out there showing what it takes to be America's mayor, I guess.
He's trying to take.
He's trying to take the crown.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I know what's going on here, and I'm going to let the LOCPOD audience know. And Bill, he's too proud to admit this to you. He's campaigning, not for mayor, for America's mayor.
You mean the best of the region?
Yes.
That doesn't make you America's mayor.
The
That just makes you
campaign
best
has
of the
started
region.
already, and this guy's out there working a damn garbage
He's
truck.
trying to take your crown.
This is BS. I'm like,
There's
digging.
a picture of him. Look at him.
I know.
Look at that. Have
Oh,
you
and
ever
then he
seen
said-
a more posed picture?
But thank you, John. Thank you, John.
I wonder if there's
Oh,
really garbage in that pail.
No, there's no garbage in this
It's
pail.
like just like empty. We
Like,
didn't
look
make
at-
it too heavy for you, Mayor.
Like if you saw this guy on the street, you wouldn't say that's Mayor Bill.
You would not.
You would never because he's
He
totally
doesn't-
covered head
He
to
doesn't
toe.
care.
But what I'm saying
That's not
is,
what he's trying to do.
this is what I'm calling BS
it's
on.
cold.
Okay, so like if you drove by this man in this garbage can, you would say that's a garbage worker.
So do you think
that's
like
a worker in sanitary district?
Was this a set-up photo, or did the Post Tribune just happen to be driving by?
That's exactly what I'm saying, Kevin.
Hey, isn't that the mayor?
Yes, right.
And
You
that-
drive by and you're like, "That's Mayor Bill." How do you know? Because he told me to take this picture. That's
no
why.
way. I don't believe it.
So they drive by and they coincidentally take a picture of a garbage crew. Just happens to be the mayor there, right?
I thought
He's trying to
Exactly.
take your crown.
He's trying to take my crown, and
Who
I'm not
took the
going
picture?
to. This aggression will not stand. That's a famous line from The Big Lebowski.
Yes, it is.
This aggression will not stand, man.
The Jesus.
And then how about this quote? it bothered me that we didn't have anybody. I thought about one person in freezing weather doing it himself.
Aw.
This is like,
You know what, though? I
campaigning.
like
That's
that.
my
This is-
kind of guy.
He's campaigning against me, Lindsay. You're my daughter.
Mayor
You gotta
Bill.
stand
I
strong
don't
with
know.
your
I
dad.
think I might vote for him.
I am America's mayor. Does Bill realize that I'm America's mayor?
I
He's
think
trying
Lindsay
to
might
take-
have just changed her Times Mayor of the Year vote.
I think I might be moving to Lake Station now.
Really? You should move to Lake Station. You should move. You should like see if Bill will adopt you too. Okay.
Maybe he'll take your garbage from the
Aren't
curb.
Bill and I like the same age almost?
41.
Just about. Oh, well, he's much
I thought you just turned
older than I thought.
Bill
he was.
Carroll.
29.
I'm coming
I
at
did.
you, Mayor Bill. I'm coming
Well,
at you.
That would make him what?
I'm
12
coming
if
at
he
you,
was
Mayor
my
Bill.
dad.
I'm just telling you, man. I am not going to stand back while this aggression is happening against me.
All right, he's put on notice.
wow.
I'm putting you on
You're
notice.
defending your
Lake
crown.
Station, you're on my crap list, especially starting at the top with the chief garbage collector of the of Lake Station,
Mayor Bill,
Bill
of course.
Carroll-
Mayor
or
Bill
not
Carroll.
Bill,
I love Bill. By the
one
way,
of
Paul
them.
Goddard wants to set the record straight and says that the Chicago Tribune did not take that picture.
Well,
Oh,
somebody did.
Provided?
Somebody
What's the
did,
credit?
so
See,
it's
Hall's
possible that it
loader
was not a
truck on
photo
February.
opportunity.
Provided-
It just happened to be.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
I'm going to read off the credit on the picture.
Yes.
Lake Station Mayor Bill. This is the picture. There's the mayor
Oh
putting
my
garbage
God.
in it. Lake Station Mayor Bill Carroll Wright hauls a trash can to a rear loader truck on February 19, provided by Bill Carroll.
Wow.
He
Wow.
sent his own picture to
This
the
is-
paper.
I think this is
This aggression will
disqualification.
not stand, dude. This is aggression. He's trying to take
you've
my
just
title.
figured it out. He
I totally.
provided the
Thank you,
photo.
Paul. You just totally gave it up. Bill
Wow.
Carroll, you are on notice.
This is why the Region News Source is
Big
an
fat
investigative
phony.
news.
You are on notice, Mayor Bill, trying to take my title. This aggression will not stand.
Well, you know, Mayor Bill was a great guest, by the way, when he was on.
Mayor Bill's a
Oh
great
no, Bill's in chat.
guy. Oh,
Uh-oh.
shoot.
Mayor's in the chat.
Does he realize?
He says
Hey,
he's coming for
defending.
Hey,
you.
John, could you zoom in on this little sticker right
No,
here?
we're
No.
nowhere near the camera.
Zoom in on this sticker, America. Hold on, I'm going to take it off the wall. It's so important.
You're
There
asking
you
for
go.
a lot.
I'm going to put it right here so we could see during the show. I'm America's mayor, Bill. Okay? I am America's mayor. This aggression will not
You
stand.
just did that like they did. Like, remember how you talked about the dolphin? You just pinned it on yourself. Like
Yeah,
a-
you're
like
supposed
a
to punch
dolphin.
it. You're supposed to punch it.
Hey,
You're supposed to
Dad.
punch it. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff said that Jeff Cardwell said Mayor Bill was going to appear on the show today, but we heard that he was donating one of his kidneys to a complete stranger.
This aggression will not stand. Do you have a picture of the dude, John? We should pull up the
We
dude.
do not have
What dude?
random
The
pictures
dude,
of
what
Big
dude?
Lebowski
Oh.
randomly on the
I
computer.
will for next time. Though.
This
Yeah.
aggression
John,
will not
instantly.
stand. Pull it up, John. Damn it.
Actually,
This
yes.
aggression will
What kind
not
of tech guy?
stand,
I need
man.
better technical
Oh,
people if I'm going to be
Big
America's
Lebowski,
mayor.
hold on. Just
Like, I'm America's mayor. I'm supposed to be able to like demand stuff, and it just like instantaneously
Wow,
appears.
you are not king.
before we get too far ahead of ourselves on
Mayor
season
Bill,
2, episode
you're on notice,
16,
Mayor Bill.
because Mayor's on a little caffeine high this morning.
I had dinner with Mayor Bill and Mike this
Nice.
week, his partner Mike, and we had a great time together. And I put him on notice.
that you're.
I'm coming
Mayor
hard.
of the year.
I'm coming hard at him.
All right, Linz, how about let's get to our sponsors. We got a lot of things to do today. We got.
I like
Bobby
how I
coming.
does
can.
kind of look.
I like how I could just pull this off the wall whenever I need it.
Yep, just be careful. We don't want to
Yeah,
get
that
too
was
many
a-
fingerprints up there. All right,
that
we're
wall
good.
took a lot of time.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, like top quality paint job there.
There's a picture of the dude
On
up
your
there.
screen.
Where is there? That's
Yes.
my boy right there. He knows what's up.
We had a long conversation about him yesterday at dinner.
So, like, check it out. So, at the very beginning, anybody that hasn't watched The Big Lebowski, he's in grocery shopping at the very beginning. And George W. Bush, the old George Bush, is president at the time. And he's talking about Iraq. And he's like,
HW.
this aggression will not stand. And then, like, later on in the movie, if you really follow it closely, the dude had something happen to him. And he's like, this aggression will not stand, man. He like totally quoted the president. So, Mayor Bill, I'm coming at you. I'm just letting you know. I'm not going to stand back while you try to take my title from
Ready,
me.
Lindsay?
Thank you.
You're listening to Left
That
of
was another
Center, where we
commanding-
cover everything from politics to important
Someone's
events of the
gotta keep
day
this
in the
train on the track
Midwest,
because-
in the nation, all having way too much fun while doing it. And if you can't get enough of us, follow us on Facebook at Left of Center Podcast or on Twitter at LOCPOD, LOCPOD. If you cannot listen in live, you can download our episodes from the Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio apps on
What?
your phone.
iHeartRadio.
We have been upgraded.
Business manager Steve, once
Dude.
again taking care of business. Now, here's what I'm
He
worried
is
about,
the
John.
dude.
All of a sudden, we're going to get diluted. We're going to have like everybody's going to be diluted. All our listeners and followers are going to be diluted across too many platforms.
We got,
We're gonna look
we
like
got
we're
lots of
nobody.
options.
We have like
what are we
6
supposed
platforms.
Keep going.
Well, like we have a live
Put
audience.
all of our eggs
Stitcher.
in one basket, obviously.
Well, like our live audience is Facebook, right?
Yes,
that's where we
they
get our
are.
live audience, and
Thank
that's
you.
where
Thank
we
you
mine.
to our live
we
audience.
mine the live audience for great questions and topics, which is
Yes.
great. That you're a huge important part of the show. We get tons of play through Apple Pod.
Yes.
YouTube is starting to pick up. I've noticed.
Spotify.
Spotify.
Those
I
are
listen
the two major platforms. So keep going. Subscribe. Rate.
Yeah.
and review.
And review.
And now you can go to
also, just
iHeartRadio.
search left of center and look for our
Stitcher.
red and blue gradient logo. Also, do you have money? Do you own a business?
Most people do.
Are you running for office? Well, if you want to advertise on our podcast, go ahead and send us an email at leftofcenterpod@gmail.com, and we can get that ad service started for you right away.
Keep us on the air.
Give us money, please.
That's awesome. Thank you, Linz.
You're welcome.
Misprint Printing.
Oh, look at
With
Kevin.
both Munster
Kevin's
and Ham.
taking charge. You know
We
this?
have a lot of things to do
He's like
today.
marching forward.
We've got
smartly.
text tips to
If
cover.
we've got tax tips coming. We got Bobby coming in the studio, and if we don't get through this and your apologies, we're never going to hit everything. And
I don't
you
have
probably
any-
have many apologies.
I don't. Actually, that was a good show last
I
time.
think you should start with Bill Carroll.
I'm going to start with Bill Carroll.
All right,
Just
good.
letting
So
him
let
know.
me-
I'm coming at him, though.
Misprint Printing. With both Munster and Hammond locations, Rick Baltzenberger and his team are there for absolutely all of your printing needs. He's responsive, he's fast, and he's good. Banners and signs of all sizes, from wrapping cards to business cards to 4-foot Valentines. No job is too big or too small. Call Rick or Teresa at 219-836-2517.
You know, misprint, give him the old 4-footer. That's a. He's responsive, fast, and
Rated-
he's good.
Rated R.
Yikes.
Beam Longest and Neff. Beam Longest and Neff, BLN, is an award-winning consulting firm with experience in all facets of infrastructure projects. Founded in 1945, BLN has provided decades of expertise as a consulting firm. Guided by third-generation leadership, the core group of BLN partners and associates strive to remain leaders within the consulting community. Our history and experience has helped us define a clear vision to work towards total client satisfaction. For more information, call us at 1-800-382-5206. Beam Longest and Neff.
Attorney Alfredo Estrada. If you're having legal trouble, former steelworker and lifelong Northwest Indiana resident, Alfredo Estrada may be the right lawyer for you. Specializing in immigration and civil law, Alfredo can help you in many legal matters. Contact attorney Alfredo Estrada at Burke, Costanza, and Carberry at 219-769-1313. That's 219-769-1313, and ask for Alfredo.
I don't understand that sponsorship ad. Did you say if you're having legal trouble, are a steel worker?
Or a lifelong Northwest Indiana resident.
No, they're saying if you're having legal trouble, contact a person who used to be a steel worker.
Contact somebody who knows Northwest
He
Indiana.
used to be a steel worker.
who's a real person.
But the
If
way
you're-
you read it, I was like, wow, he's a really...
He didn't announce the comma.
If
He
you're
did
having
not.
legal trouble,
Thank you.
former
See,
steelworker
that
and
was the right
lifelong
way.
Northwest
That
Indiana
was the
resident.
right way to do it.
That
there.
was the right way to do
Attorney.
it.
Kevin did it like this first. He said, if you're having legal
boy,
trouble,
here we
former
go.
steelworker and lifelong, like, you know.
Like, I was like, he's a really kind of narrowed in on attorney. He's only working with former steel workers.
Yeah, this is a.
He's only working
Yeah.
with...
I only want former steelworkers
That's a very
and residents
numerous
of the region.
demographic in this area,
Yeah.
though.
Alfredo wants all of you. If you're having legal troubles, he wants all of you, even if you're not a
gonna-
steelworker.
Even
My
if
law
you
office
are
is
a
going to be
full
shut down
immigrant.
if Alfredo gets all
He
the
wants all of you.
clients.
He wants
Citizen.
all of you. Well, I don't see Smith Sursick in here. What's up with that?
We used
Yeah,
to
what
be,
the
and
hell?
you kicked us off as a sponsor.
I
so
did. I didn't kick
we
anybody
do-
off, buddy.
We're letting people that pay
We
come
accept any person's money.
in. Yes.
I still haven't seen Committee to Electronic Dermats, by the way.
Yeah, well, that's
I
a
feel
whole
like
nother
we have to
story.
kind of brainstorm and come up with
Latitude
an ad-
Commercial,
So-
Tom.
Is a full-service commercial real estate brokerage and property management firm specializing in northern Indiana and the Chicago suburbs. Local tenants and national developers have benefited from Latitude's experience in the commercial real estate market. When you select Latitude Commercial, you get Chicagoland expertise with worldwide marketing and networking ability. They know how to network, no doubt about it. Whether you are a developer looking to sell, a tenant looking to expand, an investor looking to purchase, or an owner in need of property management services, Latitude can help. Contact Latitude at 219-864-0200 or at latitudeco.com so they can get to work for you. It's just emphasis on certain things,
I see
Kevin.
that.
You got to like work on that a little
That's
bit.
why you get paid more to read the ads.
I know, that's why I agree.
That's why you're the top. You're the head of the train here. The
Oh,
That was
no.
sarcasm.
The locomotive.
I don't like the sarcasm.
There
in
was
your
no
voice.
sarcasm.
That was sarcastic.
Not
It
at
was very
all. I
sarcastic.
think you should get paid more to read. You're
That-
better.
I don't know. There was
You get-
sarcasm. Like
you-
I could tell there's some jealousy there. Total jealousy.
Well, you do get
John,
paid
help me
more.
out, right?
There's
if
jealousy.
I can get a word in edgewise with you two guys.
Thank you.
Sorry,
I gotta say, Tom's killing it with the
Yeah, he's a
sponsorship
good reader.
ads.
Thank you, John.
Kevin,
Can he read
you're
them
missing
all?
commas.
Missing commas. He doesn't even care about like punctuation at all. It's
The
like,
Ron J. Period. Prestomer Insurance Agency has been located for decades on the best end of the boulevard, right on Indianapolis Boulevard in Hammond, serving all of your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestomer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses all around Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie at 219-844-0103. Thank you to the Ron J. Period Prestomer Insurance Agency.
Good job.
Thank you.
That was a lot better.
I was nervous.
That was a
I
lot
saw
better.
you watching me.
We had a recovery from the Prestomers Insurance Agency this week.
Yes, thank you.
Cha-ching!
Well, I mean,
Insurance paying
that's
off big time.
appropriate though, right? That's why you pay for it.
But still, cha-ching, right?
Well, I mean, I think what they're
Thank
gonna
you,
do
Ron, for covering
is not cha-ching. It's just
our
reimbursement.
building that was destroyed.
It's being destroyed. Yeah,
Yeah.
by water.
Yes, sir. Apologies. Oh, did you have something?
No,
Gotta jump in. We have a new sponsor.
Ooh,
Well, they want a sponsor.
yeah.
Would you ever turn down a sponsor, Tom?
Nope.
Okay.
We like cash.
we'd vet them.
Because here it is.
They
Mayor
vet
Bill
us.
Carroll.
Yeah,
Says-
I want Mayor Bill on here.
Oh,
He is going to advertise
To
best
campaign.
of the mayor
Region.
on LOCPOD.
I'm not
yes.
reading
Best
that
mayor of the
crap.
region.
I will never read that shit. I'm just telling you right now.
I'll read it. Don't worry, Bill. I'll
Mayor
read
Barrel,
it.
you're not getting. I'm gonna read it like Kevin with like no emphasis at all. I'm just gonna like read it like this, like really like boring. So nobody will pay
boy.
attention, Mayor Bill.
My national public radio voice.
So anyway, apologies.
Yes, ready.
I want to start off with Mayor Bill Carroll as an apology.
Oh, gosh.
Lake
You don't
Station Mayor Bill
That
Carroll.
was quick.
He's not ready. That's one of the quickest.
I apologize for starting off today's radio show saying the only reason that you were working with the garbage crew was to beat me as America's mayor, Mayor Bill. I apologize.
Because you know he's really a good mayor.
He is
And
a
he's
great
in the
mayor.
comment section right now.
He's a great mayor and he's listening. Right?
Even better.
And he's listening.
Hopefully he's subscribing and rating as well.
But like, I'm sure that there was ulterior motives, and besides he wanted to help out the crew, But hey, nonetheless, Mayor Bill,
I just think I'm going to go no ulterior motive.
I sincerely apologize to you, Mayor Bill Carroll of Lake Station.
All right. Who's next?
A fine mayor.
Who or what is
Wow.
next?
One of the top 3 mayors in Northwest Indiana.
Wow, top 3.
I mean, after number 1.
Well, we know who's number 1. Of
course.
I mean,
Who's
you have the
number
award.
two?
You have the proof.
Thank
Proof's
you,
in the
Kevin.
pudding.
That's right. I'm getting this tattoo. Lower back,
You better-
lower back stamp tramp.
But it,
A
that's
weird
a-
Northwest Indiana Times tramp stamp.
Lower
Stamp.
back stamp tramp. So every time Marissa sees me,
Please.
she's like, "What is? Oh, it's best of mayor."
She's like, yeah, that was back in 2020. He's 2026. You're like,
it was the only year
it was
they
a
offered
good
it.
idea then.
It was
I
the
know I
only
haven't
year.
won it since.
They're gonna get rid of this. My goal is to destroy this whole category, so there's never any other
They
mayor.
just give up on it.
I'm gonna make it so that Mark Chase makes a business decision, like we're never doing best of mayor again, and I'll be the only one.
This has become too competitive.
I'm gonna destroy this. Mayor Bill, you're gonna be sorry that you're campaigning for this. I'm
You're just
taking the
gonna go
whole
out
thing
on
down.
top. It's like
I'm
that
taking
was
the whole
last
thing down.
one.
I'm gonna take out billboards with my face on it, and the Times is gonna be like, we have to stop the best mayor because this is getting ridiculous. That's my goal, is to ruin the
Money
whole
could
thing.
go to charity, but it's going to
So like
billboards for
in history, they'll look back like 100 years from now. They're like, there was only one.
Who
best
was
of.
the best
Who
mayor
was it?
back
It was
then?
some guy. It was America's mayor out of Hammond, Tom McDermott. That's who it was.
America's mayor. I
not
love
Bill
it.
Carroll.
Nonetheless, Mayor Bill, I apologize.
You've got Lindsey's vote, Mayor Bill.
Okay. Todd Rokita.
Yes,
This
you already
is-
did apologize to him.
I know. Some
Did
say
it last week.
Some people have said. That,
Some have said.
Some people say that last week's apology wasn't really apologetic.
Would it go into the sarcastic category?
Some people say last week's apology was very sarcastic.
Dad, sarcastic?
I know.
What's his
No.
sarcastic? What's his sarcastic persona, Linz?
Sassy McSasserson.
Some people say
Is that who
last
gave the
week? Last week, Sassy McSasserson didn't properly apologize to the Attorney General of Indiana, Todd
All right.
Rokita.
So, can we have
Todd,
a real one?
when I called you a bunch of names in last week's apology, I'm truly sorry for that.
All right.
Attorney General Todd Rokita.
Thank you, Mayor.
Sincerely.
I'll pretend like I'm talking. Thank you, Mayor.
Sounded sincere.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it did sound
Thank
sincere.
you.
Thanks for
That was way
accepting
better
the
than last
apology
week.
Anybody-
on
yeah, it
Todd
was.
Rokita's behalf.
You didn't,
That was-
you didn't call
thank
him any
you.
names in that
I
apology.
did not. Todd Rokita, I'm sorry. See?
You're not a Cinco fan.
I'm just like, paving
Hey, all right.
bridges.
This is a calm Tom.
WJLB.
Oh,
No, no.
wow.
Last week, I said you should rename your station to WMCD. because you can't talk about anybody else on your radio station except for Tom McDermott, for WJOB.
You said they were obsessed.
For saying that you were obsessed and you only talk about me and saying you should change your call sign to WMCD. I apologize.
All right.
There you go. Those are my apologies for the
Apology
week.
out to Jed and JOB.
I'm sure there'll be more this week.
With me?
Thank you.
Very good, Lindsey.
By the way, there are a ton of people tuning in, probably for
I think
Bobby
probably
Lendi.
for Bobby. So, Bobby, if you're
We should
around,
probably
Is he around?
let's get him in here.
Is he in the studio?
The sooner the better. The sooner the
At
better.
this point, I see.
We should have, by the way, John, we should have music when, the business manager's even here. What the hell?
Whoa.
What's up, business manager? Come on in.
How many people do we have on iHeartRadio, Steve?
Ooh, that's
What's
firm.
up? What's up, business manager?
I need statistics.
He's the green.
One. I'm surprised there's that many.
What's up, Steven? How's it going? Hey, Bobbers.
How's it going, guys?
What's up, man?
Bob.
Nice to see you.
What's up, man?
He's my former student. You know that?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
How are you?
Nice
Bobby.
to see you.
Bobby, pull that microphone up to your lips.
Bobby Lendi,
Right up.
CPA.
Bobby Lendi, CPA.
Are there other initials at the end of your name?
I have a few, yeah.
Hey, John, could you pull up Bobby's picture? It's the funniest picture I've ever seen.
That was a good one. The tweet we had
which
up.
one?
It was
Yeah.
very professional.
Can you pull up the
which-
one you
which
put
I
one
on
want to know
that
what
show?
stadium was in the background.
I
didn't see that.
absolutely can.
All right,
Okay,
you're
so
gonna
now
get
check
it.
this
I'll
out.
show you
Bobby's like looking, first off, he's looking really serious in
Yeah.
it. Like it's a serious photo. And he's in a baseball stadium, obviously messing
Empty.
around. But obviously not working. But he's like looking really serious.
How do you
like,
know?
Because the stadium is in the background. Who works at a baseball stadium?
I don't know. Maybe
Kabisky?
some accountant somewhere has to work in a baseball
I know this
stadium.
guy really well. He's trying to look serious, but he's being funny about it
There you
because he's
go,
got
Bob.
that
For
look
sure.
on his face.
He
That's
does.
it.
He has
That-
got the funny, serious
He's
look.
like,
but
I'm
only
serious,
Bob-
but I'm
not
messing
really.
around, right, Bob?
John didn't use the other photo I sent him.
No.
Is that the bubble bath one?
I think that was
No.
Camden Yards. It might have been.
Camden
But
Yards.
that was a bullshit pose, right?
Baltimore.
That's what it was. It was. Yeah, I think it was Baltimore. But yeah, it was BS.
Yeah, you were like playing it like I'm being serious. Like this
That is a serious photo.
but
a
it's
very
not a
serious
serious
photo.
photo because I know Bobby. He's being funny in that.
So I don't know if you guys know, but accountants aren't very interesting. So we rarely get invited to baseball games. So
Or
I had,
on
an,
podcasts.
I had
yeah,
an opportunity to go. I jumped on it. I couldn't help myself.
yeah.
Just like you jumped at this one. By the way,
Bobby's like, you want me on the show? Like really?
Yeah, we want Bobby, but look at him. He's still got the beard. You don't.
I did shave. I know.
Did you expect to
That's-
come in and the bearded side of the table?
I did. I thought, you know what? I agree with a lot of the chatters. I liked it. I
Thank
thought
you. I'll
I
grow
thought
it
it made
back.
you look younger and
Fresher.
a little more
I'll
edgy.
grow it back for you.
Yeah.
That's right. Bobby,
Yeah, Kev, I think you were off on that call. I think I think you
as
should
soon as
definitely grow the
Kevin's
grow the
my
beard
my
back.
work wife. Did you hear that? Or my work spouse?
I said,
Sorry,
yeah.
Kevin. He gets offended.
He's got a
scary.
work
He gets
harem.
offended when I say he's my work
Yeah,
wife.
it's part of the work
My
harem, I
work,
think.
my
is what
work
you said.
spouse.
I'm just
Kevin
part of
didn't
the
like
harem.
it, so like I have to get rid of it when my work spouse.
That's
doesn't
not
like
true.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah, my real spouse liked it, and I still say
Like, I bet if you polled the chat,
Oh, they'd probably say- I
I
think
bet
you're right, Bob.
overwhelmingly they'd call for the beard to be back.
Hey,
think
John,
you're
could
right.
you do a poll on chat? Because like I will
Hold on, he's
immediately
working
start
on Big
regrowing.
Lebowski photos.
Oh, are you?
No.
Hey, Steve, you knew that this aggression will not stand. You've heard that before, right?
I heard it 27 times this morning. Yeah.
That's right. Thank you, see? This aggression
point,
will
Bob.
not
Good point,
stand,
Steve.
man.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Big
so
Lebowski.
poll time.
Poll. Do you like Mayor Tom's
Did you?
bearded look?
Didn't
Past
we
tense.
already do this?
Yeah,
Did we?
No,
Oh, we did?
We did something similar. Yeah.
We did a dad bod one.
I don't
What are you
know.
talking dad bods with me? I'm a
What?
a
Are
dad
you?
bod.
Are you a dad?
I am a dad.
Do you have a body?
Yes, I do.
You have a dad bod.
Should
right.
Tom grow his
Congratulations.
beard back? That's the poll, right?
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, you know
There you
it's
go.
going to win. It's going to be yes.
All right.
So what did you do with all the time that you gained back in your life not having to shave in the morning?
Well, I still really don't shave every day. I don't shave every day.
No?
I
I'm
shave
every
like-
other.
I do every other.
Like I was
a couple
shaved
times a week.
clean Tuesday.
6 hours ago.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
No, do you really grow back that fast?
It's part of being Italian.
That's
we're,
Tuesday.
we're a very hairy
That's like
people.
my brother. My brother's got the Romanian blood in him. Mm-hmm. Dude, he's hairy, man. Both my brothers, Brett and Aaron, hairy dudes. Like,
Yeah.
they have to like shave everything. Like I mean,
all
like
right.
chest, like, or else it'll be
Here we
like
go.
growing out. Like, yeah, Latitude commercial, you know.
Latitude commercial.
Guy
Hey,
Your
Mike
hairy choice
Andrade said that Mayor Bill Carroll has a beard. So
Under that
Oh,
I'm getting jealous about Mayor Bill.
balaclava
Do you see what's
he
going
was
on, Bobby?
wearing.
Mayor Bill is trying to take my title.
I did see that.
I know. This aggression will not stand.
You know,
Oh, boy.
you guys are in the same county. You'd think you'd work together as opposed to this clash.
Can't
Now
he
it's
just
like
accept-
Hammond versus Lake Station.
Can't he just accept that I'm America's mayor? Like, he has to be gunning for me.
He's
Working with the
gunning.
garbage crew, I've never seen this before.
It's pretty obvious.
Even Uran wouldn't pull that crap on me.
Oh, I think Uran would.
Uran would not pull that crap on me. Mayor Dave would not.
He'd pull something worse. He'd put an ad up for himself in Hammond to try to be America's mayor. That's what
you
Dave
know
Uran
though?
would do.
This is the really scary thing about this whole thing with, because Bill Carroll's trying to do a coup. Because, like, I was first place, Mayor Dave was second place last year, right?
He's trying to move up in the standings.
Yeah, he's really trying to screw Mayor
Well,
Dave
you know,
over. When you really think about it, Mayor Dave, I'm
Maybe
watching
he's
out
like,
for
you. know what? I can't get up to America's mayor yet, but I can take out
He's
number
trying
2
to take out Uran.
at the least.
Oh, for sure. Like, he'd be runner-up, like, and Uran would be out in the cold. See, Mayor Dave doesn't even know what's going on. I'm watching out for you, Mayor Uran. Like, you got to watch that guy from Lake Station, Bill Carroll, working with the garbage crew. What a bunch
You know
of
where I
crap.
met him?
Who?
Bill Carroll.
Right.
Yeah, he was volunteering at the orphanage.
What were you doing at the orphanage, you sick bastard?
I was driving by.
You know what's crazy?
You're
is there's-
waving.
There's people in the chat asking legitimate tax questions, like they,
Oh, my
like
bad.
they thought
Of
we
course
would
there
be serious about
We
that.
are being
We should
serious.
transition. Before we get transitioned all the way, though, let me ask Bob a quick question because I know you've known Mayor Tom a long time, and I've known you not as long as you know Mayor Tom, but a long time. So tell us, how did you meet Mayor Tom?
Oh, so
I know it. I
yeah,
know the
this
answer.
is a funny story. Well, it's not that funny.
For accountants,
Yeah, so don't-
for an accountant, it's a hilarious
yeah,
story.
For an accountant, this is
Strap in.
the highlight of my week.
The viewership is dropping already.
So when I was in my 20s, I was a student at Purdue Cal, and I was in the business program, and I was taking a business law class, and there was a new young attorney, fresh out of law school, that was teaching, and so that was Tom.
I don't
right?
even think I'd passed the bar yet, being funny. And like, I was waiting for my results, if I remember correctly.
And you're already teaching at Purdue?
Which would have been,
teaching.
yeah, they assumed I was going to pass.
Boy, they let you in, huh?
Yeah, and so I was just like a nameless, faceless student. But then there was one day where Tom had a lecture on offer and acceptance, which is it's a principle in law. And Kev, you could probably explain this better, but the principle is if you put an offer out, somebody accepts it, you've got a deal. So
Got a
if there's a
contract,
box of candy on a counter,
I
and
forgot
it
what they
says-
called that term. It's like, I know where you're going with this. Like, like if you are paying a bill and you say, hey, this is
Is it
payment in
accord
full.
and satisfaction?
Accord
Sure,
and
there you
satisfaction.
go.
That's exactly
See, the
Right?
accountant
Bobby
knew.
learned well.
I did, right?
Yeah,
that
accord and
stuff
satisfaction.
stuck.
You're right. Yeah.
I almost said a bad word. That stuck.
That's all
But
right.
I'm seeing the cuss counter up there.
Yes.
So anyway, so I'm in my 20s. I had no health insurance. I was a broke college kid, and I had like this $2,000 or $3,000 medical bill that was in collections with Comiati, right? And I had set up a $25 a month payment plan. So I get this lecture
Reasonable.
from Tom about accord and satisfaction,
That's right.
and I'm like, I'm going to put this into action. And so the next month, I wrote a check for $200, and in the memo I put paid in full.
You're like, I'm going to test this theory.
Right?
That's so smart, Bobby. That's your offer.
My professor
Absolutely.
is so
and if,
smart.
And if they cash it, acceptance.
Done, right? Paid off. I've just saved
Arguably-
myself like
arguably
$2,000.
no,
No
But
meeting
okay.
of the minds, right? But
Right.
it's still required.
Right? But I'm like a armchair lawyer now
Right,
because
that's right.
I've been in his class for 3 weeks.
God,
this
So-
guy
you were-
is almost past the bar.
So
See how
exactly.
inspirational I was?
Yes, let's see how it went.
I had a legion of
I
young
want to know
lawyers.
how it ended up.
So sure enough, 2 weeks later, I get a letter from Richard Comiati and Associates, and I'm like, hell yeah, this is my payoff.
I'm out.
I open it up,
They
and
sued
it's
you.
got my check in there, right? The check that I wrote along with the letter, and it says, thank you for your offer, but we reject your offer. But now that we know you're able to make larger payments, we're increasing your monthly payment up from $25.
No, really?
So
good.
I
Not
brought
bad.
that letter into class.
Perfect.
I don't remember that.
Great advice.
That's good. I do remember the lecture. I do remember Bobby. He was a great student. And after Bob graduated from Purdue, he came to work for me.
I did. It was
You
so
literally like had almost every position in city government. You started at special events, didn't you?
I started at
Economic development.
in economic development as a finance assistant.
Did you ever do special events? I thought you did.
I did for a brief
Yeah.
period,
I don't even think you did a fest. Like not even one, right?
or not even
was
one.
moving
Yeah. You were.
along.
You like,
No, when you put an
had a cup of
accountant,
coffee there basically, and
Yeah.
then bounced again.
you can't put an accountant in a position where they have to deal with people because we don't function well like that.
You're the exception to the rule.
That's like oil and water for us.
Yeah. And then so you did a cup of coffee at special events. Then you bounced over to
Director of economic development,
uh-huh.
and then from there.
Were you ever in charge of redevelopment, planning and development?
No.
Nope.
Then you went.
No,
You went-
then I
did
went
you
to
go
the
straight to
controller's
controller's
position.
Because you had your CPA by then.
Yes.
And you were my controller for how long?
8-9 years.
You were
something
like
that.
really that. I mean, I've had great controllers in that office, but Bobby started, he was a CPA, and then I ended up bringing in Heather, who's a CPA, and now I have Megan, who's a CPA. So you were the first CPA I had working for me.
Blazing the trail, Bob.
He did, by the way. And before that, we had people that were knowledgeable and, in accounting and stuff like that, but they weren't CPAs. So lately, Hammond's been really doing well with our accounting office, but Bob was the beginning of that. So,
and check out the lesson learned, the two
progression.
The progression. We started out with a bald white guy, and now we moved to female minorities that are doing a way better job than I ever did.
Absolutely true.
It's amazing.
I got rid of the bald white guy.
Yep.
Life has been so much better.
See, that lesson learned.
So, Bob, I know as a lawyer, and Mayor Tom knows this too, you get a lot of, phone calls, just like off the cuff text. Hey, I've got a quick question. Hey, I need, would you be able to help me for this? I assume like this time of year for an accountant, it's like gangbusters.
Tons, right? Text, Facebook, private messages.
Right, really?
Hey, I got 2 dogs. Can I deduct, the cost of my dog food? Yeah. So, like a lawyer, when somebody calls you and says, hey, I just got caught transporting 2 kilos, through O'Hare, how much time am I going to do?
I get those calls.
You can't say, well, it's going to be 3 years. Right?
That's right.
Hey, we got a question from the internet already. With so many people working remotely, this is from Melanie. With so many people working remotely, are there any special deductions we can take since we are using our home resources, like power, or can you do rent payments to your for your
absolutely.
home business?
So every situation is a little bit different, right? But
so your disclaimer.
That's my disclaimer. Every situation is different. You should always consult with your tax professional prior to listening to anything on LOCPOD about taxes.
The disclaimer is official.
Don't sue us.
Now answer the question.
Don't sue us.
Absolutely. So in a lot of cases, it absolutely is deductible if you itemize on your taxes, with the exception of if your employer reimburses you for those costs.
Gotcha. So how about this?
Even if I'm forced, I don't want to say forced home, but because of the pandemic, I was told you got to work from home, and I'm getting paid, so it's not my home business. Can I still have deductions for what's going on at the house? Like I had to get a computer. I had to.
Sure, absolutely.
Wow.
So in a lot of states, like Illinois is one, if you're going to force your employees to work from home, you as the employer have to provide all of those resources for them, right? But in the event, maybe you have your own business, right? Maybe I don't know what kind of business it is, but instead of being able to work at your office, you now have to work at a home office. Yeah, absolutely. Those costs to build out your home office.
I have a real estate business that I operate on the side in addition to being mayor, and then I use my library in my house. That's my business office. That's really where all the mail comes there. It's like 7235 Indy Boulevard LLC is headquartered in my library, basically. So theoretically, could I make a lease between my business and me and Marissa and have my business pay us rent for using the library and stuff like that? Is that possible? I was just wondering.
Sounds iffy.
Sounds iffy.
Does it really?
Sounds
even
I'm
though
going to pay myself money.
Convoluted.
No, I was just.
So here's what you could do.
I don't think
right?
it sounds iffy.
So if your library is 10% of the square footage of your home, right? So if you were to get your driveway repaved, you could take 10% of that and deduct it as a business expense towards your home office.
What about utilities and stuff like that?
Same with utilities,
right?
Same with
10%,
internet costs,
10%, stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But you can't do leases though, or you're saying it's just
you probably couldn't do a lease with yourself.
Really?
It probably would violate some arm's length
You
transaction.
hear that, Marissa? No, I'm just kidding. We didn't.
Marissa,
do that.
there goes the lease.
Rip
up that
told
lease.
you, Marissa.
Rip it up, quick, burn it.
Bobby,
what's the word you use? You need a straw purchaser. I heard that on last week's
which
show.
sounds right up the that sounds legal.
Sounds perfectly.
Another question from the internet. Can Bobby do my taxes even though I'm an Illinois resident? That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Can you Kevin and I as lawyers can only practice in the state we're admitted.
Licensed. Yeah.
Can you practice across the board or?
No, accountants don't have that type of restriction.
So you could do anybody. You can do a California person.
Hawaii.
Really?
Absolutely.
Well, it makes sense though because it's all federal, right?
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to. You'd probably just have to become familiar with the state tax laws, but there's no licensing requirement for accountants.
There's no licensing requirement. So John's asking a question that I want to touch on. So accountants, this is like when magicians reveal how the trick is done and all the other magicians get irritated. This is what I'm about to do right now is irritate all of you.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, we love irritation.
Yeah.
You're demystifying the myth.
Well, that's it. That's exactly what we've done. So we've made taxes super scary, right? So you guys absolutely need an accountant to do your taxes. Otherwise, you're going to go to prison.
You see all these commercials.
Right?
Yeah.
It's really, so technology has gotten so much better that for a lot of people, you really don't need an accountant. If you have, one job, you're getting one W-2, Maybe you own your house, maybe you have a kid, and that's about it.
Right.
Even if you had 2 jobs, one in Illinois and one in Indiana, and that's kind of about it, you can do your own taxes on TurboTax, H&R Block's website, Jackson Hewitt's website. So here's the other little nuance to that. It's free.
On those websites, it's
on
free.
those websites, it's free. Now, they'll try and upsell you things, but for the most part, if that's all you have is a couple W-2s from Illinois and Indiana, you can do your own taxes. The software that they've built is foolproof. So they basically ask you questions, you answer, easy questions, and then it does it for you. It won't let you, take a deduction you're not entitled to. It won't let you take too much of a deduction. And so you can save a crap ton of money.
And still get your refund quickly.
And still get your refund super quick.
So what if, a lot of people do get 1099s. Do you think even if they had a 1099 here and there and not just a W-2, you could still do it online?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because 1099 income is income. Right?
Yeah, I'm
It's
just wondering if that
right.
complicates things on the return.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely. In fact, I had a friend of mine come over to my house, and I walked her through, doing her taxes on H&R Block site, and she's like, "This is so easy. Now I can do my children's." She has, adult children.
Yeah.
So she was paying $600 every year.
That's crazy.
And
like
she
an
has
in-person.
She has one W-2. She lives in Indiana, works in Illinois. I walked her through it one time, and she's like, "I had no idea how easy this was."
That's great.
That's awesome. Man.
So, any of you listeners, especially if you're younger, if you're,
Do they still
in
have
your
the
20s,
1040 Easy? Do they still have the
Absolutely,
Easy?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so
if you're a kid,
you're a
obviously,
kid.
yeah.
And I tell you what, if you've ever donated blood, right? They have a questionnaire with like 40 questions, and you just read them, you evaluate them, you answer them. The questions that you're going to do the same thing on the Jackson Hewitt site, and those questions are like no harder than that.
Wow.
So if you can give blood, you can do your own taxes for the most part.
Okay, we're still willing to answer questions. So if you have them, please fire them off.
I've
Lindsey
got
and
one.
John will mind. Okay, sure.
So, like Tom, I've got kids that are in their 20s. I mean, they're at college. When is it beneficial for me, or how long do I keep them as a dependent on my taxes?
That's an amazing
I
question.
mean, I don't know the answer to that.
Because,
really don't know
honestly,
right?
Chase was a law student last year.
Sure.
Can I still claim him even though he's like 27?
I don't know.
Yes.
Because he was a full-time student.
Absolutely. That's going to be one of those questions that it's going to depend on your situation. It's going to depend on your income and your kid's income. Right?
It makes sense.
And every situation is going to be different. So, for a guy like you, you're not going to do your own taxes, right? You're going to go to a tax pro and you're going to say, "Hey, I have 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, whatever the case is." And they're going to be able to work out which is going to be the best route for you. Now, if you own your own business, like you do, or you do, there's a third option too, and that's hiring your children on to work, a summer job in your business if they're 14, 15,
Wow.
16.
Time
And
to
that's
do
a
that.
third option that could potentially be even more lucrative.
Because I
for
can
you.
deduct them as payroll
And it's
expenses.
legit. And you can,
Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
By the way, that's what my dad did when I was in law school. I worked for his business while I was in law school. And
you got paid?
When I was in school, I was doing school. And when I was home, he had me doing errands for the business. And I was getting paid through the
And he
business.
was getting a deduction.
Paying taxes. And he was writing it off. Yeah, it's
There
super
you go.
smart.
Now, speaking of kids,
Yes.
oh,
We previewed this.
yeah, we did. So, Tom, you're Irish and I'm Italian.
Yes, sir.
There's not a lot that the Irish and Italians agree on, except
yeah?
a couple things, right? We're both extremely Catholic,
Yeah.
and we both have a ton of kids,
Yeah.
right?
True.
So what are you going to do with all those kids?
You're going to claim them.
Put them to work.
Get him to college.
You do one of those. If you watch Monty Python,
Get 'em a
you
good
can
job.
sell them off for scientific experiments when there's too many of them. But in Indiana, there's a bonus, right, when you have kids. And that bonus is the Indiana 529 College Savings
no
Plan.
way.
For sure.
So I'm
So,
going to start popping some out pretty soon here. Then.
Wow. Look at that. Did you hear that, Grandpa?
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Whoa.
Grandpa McDermott.
so here in Indiana, if you have kids and you contribute to an Indiana 529 college savings account, for every $1 you contribute at tax time, Indiana gives you 20 cents back.
Off your taxes. Or
Not-
just back.
Just back.
Wow.
It's a tax credit.
Wow.
So it's 20 cents. They'll give you up to $1,000 back. So if you're able to contribute $5,000 for as many kids as you have for their 529, you'll get $1,000 tax
That's
credit.
solid.
Extra $1,000.
You tell me
from the
this
state.
after all my kids are grown, basically.
Yeah. I
Well, and that's the thing I think that people need to remember, too, is you don't have to start a 529 when the kids are getting ready for college. You start it when they're 1 or 0 years
Absolutely.
old, right? And get that $1,000 every year.
I got a question that's not accountant
Here we
related.
go.
You see Tiger Woods got in a wreck. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I did.
Yes,
I saw it.
hard not to see it.
Yeah.
I cannot believe 2 broken legs is all he had. I mean, that was a significant. And if you've driven in California like you have, those canyons, dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, scary,
If you
dangerous.
go off a cliff like that, you could totally kill yourself,
dangerous.
right?
I can't believe the guy who survived it.
But like, what I don't understand, and we have a police officer in the room right now. We're not supposed to talk about that side, but like knowing his history of driving history, why don't they do a blood test on him?
Well, why? But okay, well.
But the first thing I thought, first off, I see is the picture of him after like they got him, and he looked like he was whacked out, man. I'm telling you, he looked
was
like
probably
to me.
just in shock.
Well, I'm sure he was in shock, but I tell you, like, there's something about the way his eyes looked. It just looked to me like he was high. It did, and then you find out that they didn't do a blood test on him. I'm not throwing allegations, but I think you crash your car off a cliff, doing a blood draw is probably some normal protocol.
Well, I mean, single car.
Steve, I know you're not on the microphone.
Accident.
Would you? What would you do in a situation as a police officer like
in
that?
Indiana, definitely you would get tested immediately.
So if I drove off a cliff, they're going to do a blood draw at least, right?
Steve, you're telling me in every single car accident that happens in Hammond that there's a blood draw?
No, absolutely not. But we normally would have to have reasonable suspicion
Some probable cause.
Some probable cause to believe that something's like that. But if it's a major accident, for sure.
Single car.
Yeah, still, especially if there's significant injury like that.
Because crashed off a cliff.
Yes.
I mean, doing a blood draw? He's in a hospital, broken legs. I would do a blood draw. Like,
I mean, I guess the guy didn't hurt anybody except himself.
Everybody in America knows Tiger Woods crashed his car and was high on pills too. Everybody in America knows
and
pulled
over.
Yeah, and after that last DUI, pun intended here, but he's rich. Why didn't he use the driver?
That's a great question. Why doesn't this guy? He's a billionaire. Get a damn driver, Tiger Woods, right? Like, I'm not talking driver like club. I'm talking you should never drive again. You obviously suck at driving.
Like Lady Gaga uses a dog walker.
That didn't end too well this week. Yeah, I don't know about that.
There's somebody in the hospital.
We're going to get over that. We're going to get into that.
We are, but so I'm looking at this article I got up on the screen now. Law enforcement says there's no drugs or alcohol inside the vehicle, nor did he show any signs of impairment, so that's why they didn't test him.
No signs of impairment. He had 2 broken legs.
He crashed off a cliff. That shows signs of impairment.
He crashed off a cliff.
But here's a question: if you
patch of ice,
if you patch off a
California.
patch of ice, right? If you crash off a cliff, I think that's reasonable suspicion. Oh,
I don't know. Like,
you're at the bottom of a canyon.
Let's say
I'm
it's
do a
some
blood
like
draw.
75-year-old dude who's like just out of it. You're going to just be like, okay, sir, blood draw.
How about a 75-year-old dude that got arrested
He's
for driving?
75?
No, Kevin's just bringing it up.
I was like, oh my god.
So yeah,
What a golfer!
He looks great.
He looks
He
great.
looks great.
He doesn't
for
need a blood
75.
draw.
Yeah. Still like active sexually too. He has like 15 girlfriends.
Yikes.
So yeah.
Here we
so
go.
anyway,
They attack him with his golf
what I'm
clubs.
saying, so this 75-year-old, hypothetical 75-year-old,
Rolls
has
off
a
a cliff.
history of like driving on pills, has a history of crashing into things. Yeah, I think that guy crashes off a cliff. You do a blood draw.
So maybe this is a question for the policeman in the room. Like, okay, so do you
Pull
look at
up
every
again.
incident independently from each other, or are you like, oh, this guy's got a history?
If you knew
blood
the guy
draw
had a
him.
history
He's
of-
got like 2 DUIs. I know him. Let's blood draw him because
I don't think we would probably wouldn't use his history to make that determination. The determination would be made on the evidence at the scene.
Okay.
There you go.
What
There
if
you
it's
go,
all Hank?
lawyer.
Hank is like a well-known drunk in the city, and he like drives drunk often, right? And Hank crashes off a cliff, and you're like, "Hey, Hank, the bottom of a canyon. Oh, you're probably sober. Come on in. We'll just put you in the hospital." Or you're like,
no
Hank,
signs of impairment.
Hank has a history of driving drunk, and a cop's like, "Oh, god dang, Hank's at the bottom of a
Isn't
canyon."
that technically profiling though, using somebody's history?
If
against
you
them?
know Hank and he's a well-known drunk and he drives off a cliff and you see him at the bottom of a cliff, you're like, "Oh, it's 7 a.m. Poor old Hank probably just hit some dry ice, right, or some black ice."
I don't know if you'd want to hang your hat on that
Try
probable
this.
cause.
Yeah, some
As
things we can
reason for
definitely
probable
use
cause.
if we know about their history,
Like, do they smell like
mental
alcohol?
health and things like that. We can definitely use in a lot of situations in law enforcement. For the most part, though, we're going to go with individual probable cause per
There you
accident.
go.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Well,
I bet if somebody else was injured, if there was
Oh,
a
for
no-
sure.
then
That's what
it
I'm
would've
saying.
happened,
If
right?
somebody
The
else
fact
was
that-
injured,
I
right.
agree with that,
So if there's
for
somebody
sure.
else in the car with
That's
him,
what I was saying
So
earlier.
he's lucky he's by himself.
one car collision. He's on his own.
But this
only
goes
he's
back to
hurt.
something Bobby said. What the hell is he driving himself for? He sucks at
Yeah,
driving,
he's
obviously.
rich.
I heard he was on
He's
his way
good
to
with
a-
the driver club, not good as a driver, though.
I heard he was on his way to a Discovery TV shoot.
Yeah.
So
On the golf
I don't know.
course.
I'm not saying that's an excuse. That's why.
Really?
Yeah.
You never got drunk before you play golf? You're a sober golfer?
I wouldn't say before.
Oh, I'm golfing. Not
At
gonna
7 in the
drink.
morning. No.
You
I
never
don't think
got.
so.
You never had alcohol at 7 a.m. Going
I
golfing.
have, but not before
Thank
golfing.
You got problems, dude.
But not before
You
golfing.
drink at 7 a.m. Who does
I
that?
have.
In
Dad,
here.
you've been
think
to
I
a Notre
have.
Dame tailgate, okay? Like, people can drink at 7 a.m.
Thank you, Lindsay.
So
You're welcome.
True confession about
true
the,
confession.
about the Tiger
True
Woods incident.
confessions.
It's the first time I ever heard of a Genesis automobile. Never
Isn't
knew
it
it
like
existed.
isn't it like
I thought it
isn't it
was-
like
I thought it
Kia?
was a Bentley.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Bentley.
I thought it was like
it's a Genesis is a car company.
but I think
looked
it's
it up.
Kia, isn't it? Isn't it like how
It's-
like
or like
Acura
Hyundai,
is
but-
is
yeah.
Honda, Hyundai is Genesis, Toyota's Lexus. It's
Is
like
that
they're
what
high
it is?
end.
It's
Yeah.
it's a Hyundai.
Infinity is Nissan.
Or one of those companies that's making a higher end vehicle now.
Yes.
Oh, so it's
Ford
like
is Lincoln.
the Lexus Toyota thing.
Correct. Acura,
Yeah.
Honda. Right.
All right,
That's
let's talk some Lady Gaga.
Oh, this is exciting, John.
Lady Gaga.
John's got to be all over this.
Is this about?
Why would I be all over this? You think I'm a big Lady Gaga fan?
I
think
love
you-
Lady Gaga.
I know you're a music
Do
guy.
you really love Tom? You love Lady Gaga?
Love.
He heard
love.
If
her
you've never seen
on,
the 60 Minutes interview of Lady Gaga,
what was
watch
it?
it.
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern. Dad heard her acoustic on Howard Stern, and he and Marissa both fell in love with her.
I freaking started crying.
I was going to say
incredible
that had to
on
be a
that.
crying
What?
event for Tom.
I'm not.
Well, no, because
bullshitting.
there was no auto tune. There was
Because-
nothing. It was just her and a piano.
Dude,
and
she
sounds
told this story on Howard
incredible.
Stern. And this is years ago. This is when I thought Lady Gaga and the Little Monsters, and she's got all these like teeny boppers following her. And then Howard Stern brings Lady Gaga on. I love Howard Stern, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this chick. And she was telling a story about her grandpa dying, and then she got the piano out, and she was talking about how she was in the hotel room and she saw her grandpa die, and she saw like the spirit leave his body and all that. And then she played this song called like The Edge of
Edge of Glory.
Dude, she freaking made a fan out of me. I like started bawling. It was like, this chick is incredible. Like I always just pictured her like teeny bopper music.
Right.
She's not
When
just
she
a
did that,
pop
I
star.
was like, holy crap.
Inauguration this year,
Dude,
right?
she's
She's
amazing.
got an incredible
I think
voice.
she's incredible. I think she's super sexy.
She's
I
very
love Lady
talented, super creative.
Gaga. I love Lady Gaga.
She's an artist.
I'm a huge fan.
Let's
Actually,
talk
she's
about
probably my
her-
favorite woman artist.
Well,
But-
she was a victim of a crime.
yes, her dogs were.
3
Well,
French bulldogs.
Her
Three, I think.
employee
Technically, the
was
dog walker
shot in the
was,
chest,
right?
point
Right.
blank.
The dog walker got shot?
Come
Yeah,
on,
in the
Kevin.
chest.
4 times.
Did they kill him?
No.
Okay, so French bulldogs are in like super high demand. So people think that somebody like came up on this dog walker
Well, they don't
thinking it was
know.
their dog. This is speculation, but because they're in such high demand and they're purebred French bulldogs, they think somebody swooped in to take the dogs to sell for a major profit, and shot the person 4 times in the chest. Took 2 of the 3 dogs and bolted.
Dude,
Yes.
if I was walking my dogs and somebody would have a gun, I'd be like, take the dogs. Don't shoot me, man.
Crazy.
I'll go out and bite 2
well,
more.
the speculation is right. Did they know it was Lady Gaga's dogs, or did they know that these
I
are
think
just
they-
French bulldogs, which are in high demand?
Have
might-
we ever heard of French bulldogs getting kidnapped before?
Maybe it's a thing.
I
It
might
happens.
die for my dog, though, Tom.
So
Would you?
Yeah, would you die
I don't
for
know that I
TJ?
would give up my dog, man. I gotta be honest with you. I might fight.
I'd give
the
up
dog.
TJ.
What
not
about
Lucy?
Lucy?
Lucy, I'd
That
keep.
you'd die for Lucy. But
Take
Like,
TJ.
Take TJ. We'll make a deal. I'd be negotiating.
if you can handle TJ, you can
So
have
listen to
him.
this. So I was looking this up, right? I looked this up. She's got 3 French bulldogs: Koji, Gustave, and Miss Asia.
Miss
Those are the
Asia's-
worst names
Miss
ever.
Asia escaped.
Miss
She
Asia.
has her own Instagram account. She escaped. They
She's
rescued
the
her.
sweet one.
They rescued her.
Really?
And the
They
other 2
found
are
her.
missing. MIA. Gustav and Koji missing.
Aren't those dogs like useless as dogs? They can't breathe, and like
They're
if it's
really
over
cute.
if it's over 75 degrees, they like die of heat stroke.
Well, what are
and
you
stuff
saying?
Like,
Like,
Yeah,
go
well,
ahead and
she's
steal
got
them? I mean,
millions
or
of
no,
what?
I'm
dollars.
saying
She
why
could
do we
use
have
the
these
air
dogs?
conditioning.
If your
I'm
dog,
with you, Tom.
if it's above 75 degrees and your dog dies of a stroke, like these are not.
Those are
handy
like,
dogs
I always
to
feel
have.
bad for pugs. Pugs are always have a hard
Pugs. They
time.
seem very miserable.
they do.
Yeah. I
Did you
agree.
see there's a
They're cute, though.
$500,000 reward?
500 grand.
And so, I saw that and I thought that's, good for her. And then when I read the article, the $500,000 reward is for the safe return of the dogs, not finding the guys that shot the dog walker.
The dog walker's dead.
The dog walker's got to be sitting there
Screw
like,
the dog walker. I'm on my dog.
the hell,
side.
man?
Poor guy.
I
And
still
Lady
love her.
Gaga is in Rome.
I
She
still
wasn't
love
even
Lady
around.
Gaga. I still love her.
Yeah,
Even
I'm-
though she
I'm-
doesn't care about the
I'm
dog
with you.
walker. She doesn't care about the human.
No, she does.
I don't think she does.
It's her employee.
Send Koji and Gustav home.
Would not have mentioned about the
You
dog
know what?
walker.
I
You
think
notice
that this person just saw a crime of opportunity, and he was like, "These French bulldogs are constantly
Really?
going in this pathway. If
So
they
you
take
didn't
the
think
same
it had
pathway
anything to do
constantly,
with Lady Gaga?
no, well, she's constantly gone. She's
But what I'm
traveling all
saying
over
is,
the
do you
place.
think they were targeted because they were Lady
No, I
Gaga's
think they
dogs?
took the dogs, and now they're in like deep shit. Sorry, I know.
Ding.
They're in deep doo-doo because they're like, oh my God, we just stole some high-profile dogs. Why would you purposely go and steal some high-profile dogs?
To
You're gonna get caught.
To get the ransom.
That's right.
You know, criminals aren't always that smart, Linz. I mean, they probably were like, all right, we're going to take them. You're going to get the ransom.
But now they shot somebody. So now if you got the dogs, you also got the gun that you used to shoot the dog walker.
Well, yeah, you can't just like get a ransom.
You know what I do?
Find you
I take those dogs and walk them in like the Mojave and just like get rid of all the evidence.
Terrible.
You got blood on your hands, dude. You got to clear the evidence. And those dogs are evidence.
And Koji and Gustav could ID you. Like, they give you a photo lineup. They bark at your photo or something.
Well, Steve, I guess
we're
you're not
going
getting
for a
PETA
long
as
walk
sponsor.
today, doggies. You're not getting PETA.
Yeah.
So,
okay, Bobby, can I get Bobby's info? This is from John. My accountant is moving to North Carolina.
Escaping.
This is a good question, Bobby. Do you do private? Or I know Bobby's the CFO at a big place in Chicago. Do you still do private?
I rarely. I will for friends and close family.
So John, basically Bobby's saying you're not a friend. Sorry, John.
John Bowditch.
Oh,
sorry,
John.
You're out of luck.
Like,
but I do work very closely with a CPA firm in Cal City. As a matter of fact,
that's my CPA firm.
And how do you think you got him?
That's
right?
Kevin's CPA
That's
firm.
Kevin's, and I think it might be
John Kasparic.
Phil's. Yep.
Is it? He's excellent.
Yeah, great firm actually.
He's excellent. He really is. John Kasparic in Cal City. That's excellent.
Right on Torrance.
Right on Torrance, behind the Denny's. You know they have the adage
right by
like
Maxwell Sweeney's used to be.
Right. If you're an attorney and you're going through a divorce, you don't represent yourself in the divorce,
correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So same with accountants. We don't do our own taxes.
Oh, really?
So John does my taxes
But
too.
it's good to know like who the accountant uses for his taxes.
That's
right?
who I use.
Yeah.
Sounds like we have a new sponsor.
There we go.
Up, right?
Hey, especially
Write
right
that
around
down,
tax
Steve.
time.
Write that down.
Is it going to be H&R Block, Steve? Or
No, the firm you use for your accounting.
No, I know.
John Kasparic. Why isn't he? Yeah, good call. We're sitting there,
pumping him up.
By the way, did we mention iHeartRadio? We did, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yes, at
Good
the
job,
beginning.
Steve.
Can we talk about Texas?
Yeah,
I want to talk about Texas.
I'd love to talk about Texas. These guys are unbelievable. First off, in Indiana, and 49. Well, I guess you can't count Hawaii or Alaska probably, but all the states in the lower 48 are on like basically linked together through the electric power grid. So that like in Indiana, we have our power company is shutting down all the coal powered plants to be cleaner, and they're going to rely more on solar and wind energy. And then what happens if we have a massive need of power? We're linked on this power grid. We could buy our power from Illinois. We can buy our power from Michigan that has nuclear plants. So we don't really need these dirty coal burning plants because we're connected to the grid, right? In Texas, they are not connected to the grid. They're like an independent country in Texas.
The Republic of Texas.
Yeah. So they literally didn't want to be connected to the grid. They wanted to be like their own little country so that the federal government can't come in and help us.
And Texas has a long history of not wanting small government, get out of my business.
Don't
and in this
tread
case it kind of backfired. And we got listeners in Texas. And so I know they're probably listening now.
We're huge in Texas.
I know a couple guys that listen in Texas. But
Thank you.
I
love Texas.
And by the way, the report I got from them was insanity when this was going down. 65%. They were worried about over 65% of the pipes bursting in like Houston's homes, stuff like that, right? So what happened was Texas decided a while ago to deregulate their energy companies, which meant they're on their own. It's all about competition. Well, what happens when you have competition? It's all about profit. So instead of winterizing their infrastructure that costs money, which means their rate would go up.
And we're in Texas, and it's 100 degrees a lot of the year in Texas. So why would we winterize?
Instead of winterizing, even though there were like suggestions to winterize by the state government, didn't winterize, and guess what happened when it got cold?
Yeah.
It was a blowout.
The gas lines froze.
Yeah.
The lines, like we have lines that are winterized here in the region, like power lines, 365,000 volt power lines that transmit power from state to state, across our country. They're winterized. So if these things break, like if these lines snap and fall and the poles fall, you got nothing, man. You got gas is frozen.
Yep.
You got the power lines falling, so you don't have electric.
And by the way,
you're not connected to the grid,
so you got nobody helping.
So you're like your own independent country. It's like Puerto Rico, basically, like on your own.
They were saying that they were, minutes away from a total electrical shutdown, which would have taken months to restart of the whole state or part of the state. Now think about this. We have our rates regulated, right? We know what they're going to be from NIPSCO. It says it. I mean, we might not be happy with them all the time, but at least we know what they are.
And they have to do like certain investments into their infrastructure.
For sure.
So that's
with
part of the
money.
deal.
Right. Nothing like that in Texas. So in Texas, it's market driven. It was down to like a couple cents a kilowatt down there. during this thing that happened, in the cold snap, it went up to $9 a kilowatt.
Which it's hard to put into words what that means, but that's like a $5,000.
$8,000 a month bill.
I saw somebody who said they took out $17,000
out of their debit.
Yeah, out of their account.
That's a good reason not to have a debit account.
I don't do auto pay.
Auto pay.
Auto pay. Can you imagine auto pay and they drain your account?
They just completely
what do you do?
in the middle of in the middle of a pandemic. You have no power. You have no running water.
you have no
they're
money.
still charging. You have no money.
And
you
they're
can't go
pulling
get
it out
groceries now,
automatically,
and they're
right.
pulling it automatically out of your account. And suddenly you have
Yeah, because they were saying
$8,000.
people were running to banks just to drain their account of money so that they couldn't get it pulled out by the power company.
And I mean, I'm not saying that like I'm sitting here saying, oh, I'm pro get as much government as you can. But in
love
some
government.
instances,
You're a big fan of government.
In some instances, government provides a significant role in making sure that they protect the people that
that's
they're
why they call you
They're a
big
buffer.
government, big
no.
government Kevin.
No. But I mean,
Yeah.
don't you think in this case, regulation of some sort in Texas
Capitalist
would have
Kevin.
helped?
Capitalist.
Well, now they're but
communist Kevin.
Socialist.
Socialist Kevin. Communist Kevin has a better
Socialist Smith, sir.
ring. Socialist Smith. Sir.
Don't say that.
Don't bring Steve
I
into
didn't want
this.
to bring.
He's a
That's why I
good
stopped
guy.
myself. I'm like, yeah.
Be careful, Bobby.
I can bring-
Socialist Smith.
Yeah, I
I've
can.
done some defamation suits in the past.
Right.
Yeah.
And I just saw Steve
Successful.
sitting on the bench the other day, so I need
That's
to
it.
tread lightly.
No, but I mean, right? I mean, I'm just asking you, maybe, Mayor, as a mayor question, a serious question. Do you believe the government plays a role in some instances like this?
This is a perfect example of why government's needed. It's a perfect example. And by the way, I want to remind people, when I worked for NIPSCO for 4 years. And while I worked for NIPSCO, Indiana was going through a deregulation process with their electric rates and backed off on it. This was in the 90s. We were literally heading down the same road as Texas, and Texas completed it. But NIPSCO was getting ready for electric deregulation, and we would have had the same thing here in Indiana.
Because pure market and pure capitalism is driven by one thing: profit.
That's right.
So why?
And it costs money to winterize lines, and it costs
in
money
Texas,
to,
for
right.
example.
And
Oh, we don't need it here.
We don't need Texas.
We don't need
got
to
global
winterize
warming, right?
things because we're in the South.
By the way, the interesting why it got so cold in Texas is climate change. Obviously, it's not global warming, but part of climate change is the jet stream gets weaker, and it allows the Arctic air to blow down south. And they're saying this is going to be a common thing where you'll get this subarctic blast going far south that we're in places they're not used to it, like Texas. Obviously,
Wow.
subarctic blasts in the region are normal, but like they're saying that this is going to be a common thing that because of the weakening jet stream, because of climate change, you're going to get these Arctic blasts that shoot further south.
And how many people have died total because their houses aren't insulated because they didn't have power, because they didn't have running water? I mean, last time I checked, it was like 26
I thought
people.
I saw 54 or something like that.
54 people because they're just not prepared.
Might have been COVID.
I thought if you didn't believe in climate change or science, none of
It
those things
doesn't
could happen
affect
to you.
That's true.
You were
insulated.
immune. Yes.
It skips over your house.
Yeah. I'm
plague.
not believer.
The
If you
plague
put a
that
Trump
skips
flag
over.
in front of your house, it just skips you.
Yeah.
Right.
We have a house in Hammond, right by the police department. Have you seen this one, Steve? It's got upside down American flags everywhere. It's got Trump flags all over. It's like a Trump house, and it's literally like
Oh, I
2
have
blocks.
seen it. I know where you're
It's
at.
on Fayette.
I know where
We
you're
Two
at.
have
blocks
a
from the
bar
police
in
station.
Griffith that's like that.
Yeah, you do.
Lucille's,
I know
it has,
exactly
like,
what you're
all
talking
of
about.
those.
It's ridiculous.
Ugh.
She puts
They're
horrible
showing
things
their
on
they're
it.
showing their thing. They're showing where they're at.
Well, they took them down recently, actually. It was funny.
You know what's really strange is how kind of insulated we are from really fringe people. I have a motorcycle, right? So in the summertime, I like to take a
careful.
couple hour rides. I got south about an hour, and I was like right on the Illinois-Indiana border, and I was at a gas station. I took a picture because there was a pop-up on the corner of a guy selling Trump,
Yep.
Confederate, Don't Tread on Me flags. And then there's a line of people like buying that stuff, and I was like, wow, it feels like I'm in a completely different country.
I went to a wedding
darkest
this
timeline.
summer in the town, and I was driving through the town of Monon, or right near Monon, Indiana. Same thing, pop up. I was like, whoa! I'm like
Pop-up
an hour.
Trump store.
I'm like an hour and a half
That's
from
weird,
home,
man.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and not, I'm not. Let's just. I mean, I don't think it's just like Trump flags, but there were Confederate flags.
Yeah.
and it's just crazy.
It's like I'm an hour and a half north of Chicago.
I think Lindsey wants to implement a new system here. You guys want to talk about that?
Oh,
Lindsey,
Yeah,
tell
well-
us, what did you do for us today?
I brought in a swear jar.
You guys are trying to silence me.
You are in charge of us.
You're
I
trying to
sent
silence me.
just on a subtle,
I feel like your
subtle,
government
quiet
trying to
way.
censor me.
Oh, okay, sure.
What do you think?
But
Your Twitter?
I sent so I've been keeping track every episode of all the curse words that I contributed to today. So it's all of us, but it's mostly Dad. And the one that's on the screen right now
And
is
Matt
from
Reardon.
season 1, and all of the peaks is when Matt Reardon was in. So,
So this is So when Matt Reardon comes in, bring your singles with you, Matt.
Yes.
So we were trying to determine the rates.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys think is reasonable, but maybe it could be income based.
Income based? No.
No.
Income based.
Per word based.
What do you think this is?
I agree with Lindsay. It should be a graduated scale.
Like
Yes,
some
definitely.
socialist bull crap here.
The socialists
It should be fair for
Yeah, right.
everybody.
It should be. Yeah, I want it to be fair for
It should be
everybody.
capitalist.
So it's based on the word, the severity of the word. So
I'm with
like,
that.
damn is, and this
That's
is for
like
discussion
5
purposes
cents.
Only.
No,
No, I think $1 is the
Dollars,
minimum.
right?
a
F word.
dollar is a minimum. I don't care.
damn is a
Cash with
dollar?
me.
Damn is $1.
But
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't gotten to GD because that's a whole nother.
Oh.
I agree.
Oh.
Really?
like,
I feel
that
like they're the
upset-
same in my brain.
No.
Especially during Lent.
I think
I
GD
agree.
Oh.
And Lent should double.
The Lent penalty.
Yes.
Okay, so GD is $5.
Well, it depends what F is.
F is $5.
I think
What?
GD
You
should
think
be
they're
more.
on the same level?
What?
Yes. GD should be more. 20? Steve says
$20 for GD?
It
That's
should be
too
double
much.
F. 10 then.
So you'd like
There
drop
should
F?
be a GD Lent penalty for sure.
Yeah,
GD
right.
Lent
It can
penalty.
double.
It can come back
There you
down.
go.
GD Lent
Fair enough.
penalty. And how about
After
saying the
Easter?
Lord's name? Saying the Lord's name, JC.
All right.
That should be just as bad.
Yeah, Lindsay.
So you get the Lent penalty. Yeah, Lindsay.
I
Cheese
say
and
cheese
rice?
and rice now.
Now you do.
That's
You're
fine.
over it.
Cheese and rice is
I
fine.
say, yeah, I that was one episode.
Okay, so
And that's
we've
because you
established
shocked me so much I had to pray.
there's a Lent penalty
Of double for GD.
for GD and for JC,
Yeah.
right?
Jeez.
10
And what's
bucks.
that penalty?
Can you
10
guys
bucks.
write this
During
down or
Lent,
something?
$5 normal.
Yeah. All right.
During
agreed.
Lent, double. Okay. F word is
5.
$5. Damn is
$1.
okay. Anything
SH.
else?
Shit.
Shit, dollar.
Give me a dollar.
This is discussion purposes.
A-hole.
A-hole, dollar.
All right.
Okay, wait. Somebody needs to write this down because I didn't.
How about this? I got one. What if somebody drops the C word?
No,
Never
I was
happens.
just gonna say that.
No,
I
we're
was just
not.
gonna
We're
say
not
that.
bringing that
Who
up.
wants to
What
be
are you
the
talking
first?
about? We have to talk about it. What if
No
somebody
one's
comes
saying
in here?
that.
Well, you
What
know,
if somebody does?
if
We
you
have to have a
Spicy.
penalty.
If you had a British guest on, it could potentially happen.
That's what I'm saying.
Or an
man.
Australian guest.
They
Exactly.
say it in
So-
England like it's nothing.
Thank you. So
The
if
C
this
word.
is dropped in the studio, what's the penalty?
If you're from Britain,
or
$1.
Australia.
No, I
if
think
you're from
you have
India-
to know.
if you're from America,
What if we have a Brussels person in here? Thank you, Lindsay.
they're called Belgians.
Belgians. If
I
we
said
have a
Australia, not a
Brussels
Belgian.
person.
What if
a
we
Brussels
have?
person?
What if we?
Person
A
from
Brussels sprout.
A Brussels sprout.
If we have a
If
Brussels
we have
sprout
somebody
on
from
the
Brussels,
show.
if we have somebody from Brussels in
That
here,
just I almost lost.
a Brussels person. So hold it.
Becky-
if they drop
okay.
that word, if
Yeah,
they
it's a
drop
Brussels
that
sprout.
word,
Becky says kick them off the show. She's in the chat.
Wow.
She
See,
says
I'm
kick
with
them
you,
off
Becky.
the show.
that's
But
why
what-
it has to be a severe penalty.
You put yourself in the jar.
I
Hold
think
on,
it's just
guys.
as bad. I think that's just as bad as
Let's hear what John
the
has to
Lent
say.
JC penalty.
John?
Guys, why does this word incite so much emotion? Because like you said, they say in England like it's like they say tea.
Yeah.
I mean, what is with this word over here?
I don't see the big deal in that word either.
Wow.
I see it's a big deal.
It's cultural. It's
Really?
cultural.
Okay, so what's the penalty, guys?
There is a
Kevin
movement
didn't even
of
want to
feminists
establish
that
a
are
penalty.
reclaiming
It's
the word.
so voodoo. Kevin's like, oh, that's never going to be
Voodoo,
dropped.
taboo.
So what's the
no.
penalty?
Voodoo.
So what's
Voodoo.
the penalty?
Stamp tramp.
So what's the penalty?
Dustin. Then let's go to chat for a second. Dustin says $100. Dodie says if someone uses it, she's out.
There you go.
She's
there you
out.
go.
Nobody's
Dodie,
using it.
one of our soon-to-be sponsors.
That's
and
what I'm
you're-
saying.
She's out.
That's what I'm saying.
Laura says $200. This is getting
Wow.
I'm with all these people that are for high. I might be with Dodie.
I can
I don't
say
think
the
that
F
word
word.
should be
Wow.
on this channel.
But we're saying if it's dropped.
Then we shut down
One
the
pedal-
episode, or we just
We
shut
just
down the
stopped.
podcast
You nuke it?
period
You
forever.
just nuke
we
it?
walk
Yeah.
away.
We walk away. We
So we
liquidate
better
our
stay away
assets
from your.
and we leave.
We stay away from people from the European Union.
No, I did. Now it's everybody from the European Union uses this word.
So like that's $100 penalty
that
if that
mean
word
that we
is
can
ever
still
dropped.
have the UK,
$100 penalty. Like it's
Okay.
It's
You know what we need? We need
The penalty
we
of
need a
penalties.
British guest to explain this culturally. I think that's
We
what
do.
We need. Yep.
Let me
Okay.
get Liam Gallagher. Let me work on
Oh,
that.
Work on that,
Sick.
Steve.
so all right. So let's bust this jar out.
Okay.
Have you guys discussed borderline words like
Okay.
ass
You
and
guys
hell?
are gonna make fun of my
Dollar,
jar.
dollar.
Yeah.
Hell is
Hell?
a dollar?
Hell is unless you're talking about
hell.
the place. Hell is $1.
Yeah,
Wow.
Does context involved?
I think it has to be.
Okay.
Wow, look at that.
Like,
That
like
jar's
my
gonna
favorite
fill up
Tom
quick.
Petty album is "Damn the Torpedoes."
I
Yeah,
cleaned
Is that a
that.
that's
It
swear?
went
That's
to
true.
the
That is not-
dishwasher.
Are you saying we're should we take off the The lid.
Yeah, it's a jar.
Hold
we
that
need
up,
a better
Kevin.
jar.
It's a
This
jelly
is the
jar.
weakest-
Okay, you know what? They told me to bring in a jar at 9 o'clock last night, and I was about
I was
to go to
thinking
bed.
you'd get, like,
I'm
a
not gonna
vase or something like that, I'll
drive
be
to
honest.
Michael's.
I have no problem with this jar, Lynn.
This
Thank
is
you.
a bull crap jar.
My father
like it.
wants he wants a
clean?
big ornate jar. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna search through every
Wait, are you
goddamn
going-
Michael.
You look like
Oh.
that's like credit.
Oh,
Like,
no.
what are you just going to start swearing?
She just said GD.
I did.
She
What?
put.
I
That's
did
and,
What?
And you get the
You
left.
didn't hear that?
because Dad was insulting my jar.
There you go.
$10,
Drop it.
Lindsay.
I
You're in.
know. I don't have
$10.
cash
This is gonna
on
become
me. I'll bring it
expensive.
next
During
time.
Lent.
No, you have to drop. That's
I don't
part of
have
the
any
deal.
cash.
You
Do you
have
take
to.
Wait a
Do you
minute.
take card?
Someone
What do you
loan her
mean?
money.
You have no cash?
You Venmo
On
it.
you?
Venmo
Why do
it
I
to the
carry?
jar.
Why would I carry cash on
I
me?
did one cuss
Who
word.
doesn't carry cash?
$1.
I have
There
a
you go.
ton of change in my pocket.
Serious question. Serious
$1.
question
Yes.
from chat.
Yeah.
Not just from chat, from Marissa McDermott.
Whoa.
no.
Thank
Bobby,
you.
would contributions to the swear jar be tax deductible?
All right.
Absolutely not.
Oh.
What if we
However-
give it to charity
I was gonna say, there's plenty of good charities in Hammond
So,
and the region?
and the
So-
region.
so we are going to donate this to charity.
Yes. Let's allow our chat to
Pick a charity?
Pick a charity. Yeah.
Wow, chat. This is
I
big.
think Lindsay.
St.
I think
Jude.
Marissa wanted us to get.
Lindsay's
off the
already
swear
coming
jar.
in. Lindsay's coming in $10 already, which
Yeah.
is great.
I
We're at
don't
11.
count how
Speaking
much
of
cash
St.
I
Jude,
have.
Lindsay, and your birthday fundraiser you had on Facebook.
I made $930. I raised it
You did?
Atta girl.
for
That's
St.
awesome.
Jude for my birthday.
Good
on
job.
That's
Facebook.
nice of you.
So,
Thank you.
even if you don't itemize your taxes, you can still deduct up to $300 in charitable
Contribution.
that.
contributions. Yeah,
Nice to know.
absolutely. So when you do those birthday fundraisers on Facebook, keep track of them.
Right.
Wait, I
Define
can
charity.
use those?
Yep.
Like,
I've been doing one every year. I make like $500.
Well, it's not like the
No, not the money you
John
collect, the
travels
money you
to
give.
Belgium charity.
Oh,
I
the
mean,
money I give.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
That's it.
we got any more questions from the audience? Are we good?
No, they're all gone.
what
We
a
appreciate
show.
we appreciate Bob for coming in here, being our CPA. You're our CPA expert. You're our accounting expert.
Thanks for having me, you guys.
You're
Oh,
the
that's
best.
awesome.
That's great. Stay in touch. Obviously, we'll have you back for sure. Maybe even before tax day. Things
Get crazy.
right.
When LOCPOD gets audited, which is inevitable,
It's just a matter of time.
I'll be back.
That's apparent. It's happening.
It's not going to
I
happen.
could say 9 more swear words before I catch up to my daughter. Isn't that great?
You're on. Yeah, you're actually Lindsay's leading the swearing
Who
on
would have
LOCPOD.
thought?
10
Who
to
would have
1.
thought?
10
Look
to
at
1.
us.
See, this is what my dad does to me. He
10
does
to 1.
this to me.
10 to
He
1.
insults my jar, and then I get
10 to 1.
And you
sassy.
get mad.
Yeah.
10 to 1.
You become Sassy McSasserson.
Yeah,
10 to
you
1.
know what? But that's like the only one I'm going to have for the rest of this,
All right.
this season, and then he's going to catch up
Well,
to
if
me
we
next.
did that one episode
Actually,
with her, she'd
no,
owe
I've
like
got
$500.
Cuss
Yes.
counter 2, but if we looked at like,
Bobby
we
said
do
one.
this retroactively. Like, let's go
No.
over all of last
This is
season.
all
Can't.
perspective.
This is all forward. So,
You know what? We did not. Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
I shouldn't make you guys disappear yet. Hold on. You know what we didn't? You know what we didn't touch on, and this is big. Like this happened a couple shows ago, but I really want to hit this real quick before we go. We landed the rover on Mars.
oh, yeah, good call.
We
So
heard
before
some
everyone
sounds
tunes
from
out,
This is a good way to end
we got to
the show.
talk about this Mars
Another
thing.
world,
Yes,
which is kind of where I feel
which
like
is
I'm
this
at.
LOCPOD thing.
Yeah.
Going
Another
right back to
world.
following science. See, I like how you guys are really scientific based.
See, we appreciate that, Bob.
But have you
This
seen
is a
the
real
images?
show about real science?
Have you seen the images
They
coming
are
out?
extraordinary.
I'm gonna
It's great,
pull one
right?
up here.
First of all, if you don't follow the Mars rover on Twitter, follow it. Unbelievable.
Yes, the rover itself has its own Twitter account. It's incredible.
Color
Check that
images
out.
of Mars.
Yeah.
They're like on your iPhone.
Yeah, it's taking samples of Mars. There's a voice, or not a voice recorder, but a recorder, so we can actually hear
You
what
know,
Mars sounds like.
I actually heard that they'll take samples back and they'll bring them back to Earth so you could smell them and you can
What?
actually smell
Yeah, they're
what
gonna
it
have
smells like on Mars.
Atmosphere. They're going to bring some of the
How
Mars
do they get
atmosphere
that back
back,
in?
so you can, you'll be able to smell what Mars smells like,
Right.
which makes me glad they didn't send the rover to Uranus.
Oh my god!
That's $1. That's $1.
That's
just
a
for-
dollar
I
per
think
tasteless
that's a
joke.
borderline. It's part
That's
of
a tasteless joke.
You know what?
Tasteless jokes are $1.
As a dad, that's a dad joke.
That is
and
a dad joke.
That
We should
absolutely
charge
is allowable.
$5 for dad jokes.
For-
All right. I think that's a good place to end the
That's a
show.
great place
when you're
to
talking
end.
about Uranus, it's time to move on. So
That's borderline.
it's borderline. Anyway, thanks to Bob Lendi for coming in. You did a
Thank you,
great job.
Bobby.
You're our first accountant appearing on Left of Center. We appreciate you.
First and last.
Our boss is here. Our first and last.
First only and last.
Thanks to the boss, Steve Kellogg, for showing up and keeping us in line. There was only 2 swear words, and Lindsay was one of them. That was an expensive one.
Incredible.
Yeah.
$10.
Lindsay McDermott featuring. Good job. During Lent. It is
Featuring
Lent.
still.
Featuring, for the time being.
Hey,
Good
you
job.
guys never asked me what I'm giving up for Lent.
What are you giving up for Lent?
I'm giving up
LOCPOD?
LOCPOD.
No, I'm just giving up.
Give it
Don't
out.
give up, please. Don't give up. Kevin Smith, the best lawyer I know.
No, thank you.
In this
Besides-
room,
besides you.
especially.
Yeah.
The smart one.
I'm in this room. Thank you
That's
very
right.
much.
Yeah, that's right.
John, good job with the Vez. Doing a great job.
Way to pull up the great Lebowski quickly.
Yeah,
That was
thank
pretty
you.
quick.
Thank you. And
bad.
this aggression will not stand. Bill Carroll, I'm coming at you. So thanks for
right.
watching LOCPOD, everybody.
Have a good
We'll see
weekend.
you on Tuesday. Take care, everybody.